right. It's happening. Waiting for guest. I don't know what that means. Okay, that's great. So, let's see. Says I'm live. We do not have liveness happening. There it is. Yay. Turn that off. All right. Thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoy today's journey. Ta-da! Yay! Oh, somebody liked it. Thank you for liking it. Oh, it's hey, Thrawn Cleaver. What's up, homie? Yeah, welcome. So to all the people that are streaming for the first time, welcome. My name's Melanie, and I am a enigma. I am an artist, a mama, a musician, a journey, I'm an everything. And so I'm here to play some music for you guys, and I'm here to draw some mandala action. I'm gonna finish up this bad boy later, so I hope you all get excited. And we're gonna learn about what the universe wants us to learn about. If you're signing in for the first time, please like, share, comment, all that jazz helps to get the channel visible, and subscribe if you haven't done that. I like to do a sharing of my life and my journey because I know that things that are happening to me are also happening in various ways to other people, and so I like to share the lessons that I've learned to help others on their journey. I bear my naked soul. I'm willing to talk about almost anything. There's one thing that just recently came up, but I will talk about it in the future. So with all of that said, I have a new song that I've been working on, and I called it Alone today when I sent it to myself on email, but I don't know if that's the title of it. And it's not my normal stuff. It's something, I guess maybe it is. I don't really know. And then I'm going to play a song by a group called Satsang. I think it's a dude named Satsang. I don't know. So here we go. There are times when I feel so all alone, put my fingers to the bow I carry on. Sparkling fire on the water gets me every time. New life emerging, falling out of line. What I was expecting, what I may have known. Always reflecting back how much I have really grown. It takes time to learn this process. It takes courage to analyze. It takes time. Nope. It takes love to conquer fear and darkness deep inside. Scrolling down. It's all about the choice to change, the love that we're creating, living in this moment, from the fire we're evading, shaking us up from the outside in, all the way down to our bones. Current is flowing from all that we have known. What I was expecting, from what I may have known. reflecting back how much I have really grown. It takes time to learn this process. It takes courage to analyze. It takes love to conquer fear and darkness deep inside. And that's all I have right now, and that's okay. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a crazy journey being able to write in the life that I'm living right now, because in the past I had to like escape from my family for a good 4 to 6 hours before the thoughts would be able to come in and the creativity would be there to help come in. Now I can go to the beach and be like, oh, those are lyrics. All right, let me get my phone out, and I like type it all out and then send it to myself. And then all of a sudden I'm hearing these melodies and I'm hearing, thank you very much. I'm hearing these lyrics and the way that they rock and roll together. So it's an interesting journey. I'm grateful for it. This next one is the song I said by Satsang. If you have not encountered Satsang, that G string always goes out. Once I put a capo on, but if you have not heard of Satsang, go check them out because they're awesome. Also inspirational music like Nako. This is called I Am. No longer fear the unknown, 'cause you know what I am here for. Keep on moving on my own path, keep on moving from my present and past. Yeah. No longer need validation. Some story is long and I'm patient to know I have lessons to learn. Keep my heart open each step I earn. Yeah. Need to feel alone, 'cause I know that I am. Oh my goodness gracious, for the love of molasses, Melanie, I have this song memorized. And then I get in I get in front of people and I'm like, I can't remember. Oh, geez Louise. I've sang this song forever. And it's crazy with technology. You get reliant on the what's helped you. And so for me, that would be guitar tabs. And so if you're wanting to learn an instrument, you totally should get to guitar tabs because it'll change your life and you can put it on any instrument. You're the only one here, so what does it really matter, right? Oh, and of course my kiddos have transposed it on me. Oh, stink bugs again, man. Oh, there it is. This is annoying. There it is. So, all right. No longer fear the unknown, 'cause I know what I am here for. Keep on trotting on my own path, keep on moving from my present and past. Yeah. No longer need validation, 'cause the story is long and I'm patient to know I have lessons to learn. Keep my heart open each step I earn. Yeah. Need for me to feel alone, 'cause I've got a place that I call home. Every single road traveled, every single new place. Come back home, they accept me with grace. Yeah. Know that I was meant to be here. Know that I was born into fear, but I will stand tall. Lions den, 'cause I know in my heart I am one of them. There are lies in the facets to everything that we see, telling us to be scared, knowing everyone is free. Letting go of the things that don't serve me no more. I'm holy and sacred and righteous and and true, and I deserve to be here, and so do you. I deserve to be here, so do you. I'm in a constant transition, constantly changing vision. Story never certain, there's always a revision to be made. Think about the demons I've slain, and I am not afraid of confrontation in vain. People that seek evil, not as peaceful as I love. Warrior at heart, so precaution must be tough. Trying to get into the lessons that'll soften my ways of means and changing, cause I talk spirit often. Tell me to stay sharp, tell me to stay present, tell me to ignore the fools and focus on ascent. I will stop my ego, and I will remain strong. I will make mistakes, and I will often be wrong, but I'm perfectly imperfect. I'm only here to learn, and all the evil on the path gets burned. Perfectly imperfect, and I'm only here to learn. All the evil on the path gets burned. There are lies in the facets to everything that we see, telling us to be scared when all we ever are is free. Letting go of the things that don't serve me no more. So holy and sacred and righteous and true, and I deserve to be here, and so do you. Pressure always comes from the outside. Try not to let it in where I reside. And this is my heart, my home, my choice. Love, my path, my voice, yeah. Feel my heart grow with each step. Stay coming where the past goes next. And know that where it goes is where I'm meant to be. More lessons rain down, more blessings I see, yeah. There are lies in the facets to everything that we see, telling us to be scared, but all we ever are is free. Letting go of the things that don't serve me no more. I'm holy and sacred and righteous and true, and I deserve to be here, and so do you. I deserve to be here, and so do you. There you go. I made it. Welcome to the other person that joined the channel. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for enjoying. Get all hot and sweaty because I'm playing. Never knew how how warm it can get jamming on. I'm gonna drink some hot cacao too. And that's gonna make it even warmer, right? So it's funny, I tried to plan and figure out what I was gonna do for today for talking and the journey and all that jazz. We're gonna do a little switcheroo here. Yeah, that's my messy kitchen. Wait, no. Oh man. You'd think I'd be drinking or something today. Holy cannoli. Can't figure out how to work a tripod. Whee! I know you want me to rotate the device, but that's not gonna happen. All right, I guess that's as good as it's gonna get. Let's see if I can fix this. Just yay! Look at that. All right. Got the microphone still up. That was fantastic. Well done. Thank you, Thrawn Cleaver. Thank you so much. It's so funny because like you lose that one word, you lose that one beginning of the sentence and you can't remember the rest of it to save your life. But then once you get into the flow of it, you're totally fine. It's crazy. I told you I had it memorized. I had to memorize that one because there's too many lyrics and it would go blowing past where I needed to see. So got that all figured out last year. So yeah, like I said, I tried to make a plan today. Oh, what am I going to talk about? What are we going to engage in? Supposed to flow with it, man. Supposed to flow with it. All right, so I see this little space here. I'm going to put some little triangles in there. And we're just going to start flowing. I hope everybody's been well out there in the ethernets. I don't really want my triangles to interfere with my dots. Sometimes the actions that we take in this life affect other parts of our life in ways that we wouldn't have expected. And for me today, it's little triangles moving on my dots. I'm just going to put him maybe in the air. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Maybe I'm only supposed to triangle the ones that have a bottom. Maybe that's all it's supposed to be. That's what we're going to work with right now. I did notice that this last week, with life getting crazy and painful and emotionally exhausting, the thing that brought me out of it was painting. Getting back into the action of mandala therapy, which it is a therapy, not just for me doing them, but also for the people that are looking and watching the process, or just looking and observing the artwork at another time. It creates a hypnotic effect. It switches your brain from right to left hemisphere and gets you moving in a different way and seeing things from a whole different perspective. So something fun that we can always do if we want to fill a little bit of space is put these little feathery lines in here. And since I learned how to do these on my 300 mandalas in 30-day challenge in 2019 because they helped fill the space. Who knew wispy lines would be so awesome and helpful? I'm happy that you are singing and laughing. Me too, man, because I did a lot of crying. And that's something. Oh, I got schmutz on me. Going back over my stuff with my hands, smearing it all around. I've been on this, I'm not on a weight loss journey at all. I'm on a get myself back into physical activity journey. And during this process, I've gotten down to a size and a weight that I've never experienced before. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out what we're going to do next. Hang on, let me think on that real quick before we get too far. So the issue that I have right here is that we only have this limited availability of space on either side. I don't want to put a whole lot in here because I feel like it's going to take away from this action that's happening. So maybe we're going to do an upside down pattern that kind of follows that wavy movement. So anyways, I've gotten down to the size of body that I've never been to. I have not been this thin, healthy, anything in my entire life since at least the 6th grade when I weighed 150 pounds and was thick. I was very thick. I always considered myself big boned. And I realized that when we eat toxic substances, and there's two types of body types, in my opinion. This is just stuff that I've observed, but you have people that will gain weight and become overweight, obese, and that's when the toxic stuff that they're consuming is pushed into their fat storage for body protection. And so we make these fat stores. We're told that we're making these fat stores for like a long winter, and it's stuff in our DNA to protect us when we were like in survival mode. But I don't necessarily believe that to be true. I believe that your body is hoarding all of the toxic shit into your fat stores and your fat cells to protect your vital organs. And so it's pushing all of the junk out as far away from the vital organs as it can because it cannot process all of the junk. So basically, in my idea and in my brain, and I oftentimes end up, even without like the scientific research to back it up, it comes out a couple years later as true. But my intuition is telling me that the stuff that I'm breaking down right now and clearing out of my body is stuff that's been stuck in my system and stuck in my body via these fat deposits since I was a kid and a child. And so with that, when you make fat stores, you're not just storing the toxic substances that you're consuming, but you're also storing the toxic emotions, the toxic stress, the toxic traumas, the toxic everything. And so when you clear all of that out, you oftentimes have a resurgence of those emotions and those feelings. And I've been craving like bagels and cream cheese of all things, which I have not eaten bagels in a year. And I have not eaten cream cheese in 6 or 7 years. Going on 7 years. It'll be 7 years this summer. So I've been craving bagels and cream cheese. I've been craving coffee, and I don't drink coffee maybe once or twice a year. And it's been cravings for like a week or two, and it's so strange. And I find it very interesting. My girls were like, "Well, you've never drank coffee." I said, "You don't remember, but your mom used to make your dad go to Starbucks before I ever got out of bed. I had to have him bring me a 4 shot espresso just to drag my ass out of bed because I felt like shit." They're like, "What?" I said, "Yeah." And then I'd get another one later on in the day. And if I was working night shift, I'd buy two and take one with me early in the night. And then I'd have the second one midway through the night along with my Red Bulls. And they're like, "What?" I said, "Yeah, it's crazy how much someone can change." And so now that I'm processing through all of that junk that's been stored up in my body for so long, I guess all of these cravings and stuff are coming with it. And I guess the emotions and the trauma and all that is coming as well. And so there's people out there that are on these weight loss journeys, and they're on these I want to get into shape journeys, and I'm going to try this diet and I'm going to try this diet. Oh, it's not working for me. I feel like shit. It's not working. Why isn't it working? You have done damage to your body for decades, and we expect healing in months. We expect healing in weeks. We expect healing to be overnight because everything else in our lives is like instant, right? Like you can order Amazon shit and it's there the next day. Well, guess what? When you've hurt your body and harmed your body and filled it full of toxic foods, substances, people, all the things, it doesn't heal overnight, and it takes years. I've been on this healing journey for years. I'm still rocking and rolling through it, but I can tell you what, I feel way better than I ever did not doing this healing journey. Do I think that this healing journey has to come from plant based eating? No, I don't believe that. I do believe you should know where your meat, eggs, dairy, and all that crap comes from if you're going to eat it and consume it. And I would recommend not eating it and consuming it from the grocery store. I recommend going to a farmer's market, talking to your local farmer, going to their farm, visiting, finding out how they feed their animals, why they feed them the way that they do. Because what you put into your body matters. If you have a car and you fill it full of junk fuel, what's going to happen to that car? It's going to break down. It's going to die. It might not die right away. It might take a while. It might uh it might break down here and there and then kind of come back up and running, but it's never going to run good again. It's never going to be the same way that it was, and it might take a lot of cleaning to clean out that junk fuel that you put in it. Like think of putting dirt and sand in your car. It's not going to run well. Same thing with our bodies. So I guess the message is to like be patient with the process if you're on a journey of healing. If you're finding this channel, you probably already are on a journey of healing. You're on a journey of awakening. Those are the types of folks that are being attracted here. Folks that want change, folks that want something different in this world, folks that don't agree with what they've been taught and told all these years. That's who's coming in hot. So I'm happy that y'all are here watching and joining in, and can't watch it now, you're watching it later. It's helping out so much. I've been blown away. Thrawn Cleaver would totally understand. This channel's grown so much since like February. And I know it's doubled in size since February, but that's like, in my book, that's really cool goals. Huge gains. Huge. I thought I was going to have 3 and 4 views on all my videos for the rest of my life. It's like, whatever, I'll do it anyways. Um, these are interesting. It's always funny to see how it's going to turn out. Getting ready to go to the shop today and do some more painting. We've been put on complete pause with opening and finishing up with the mild construction, which is putting a new line in to get a sink in there and a drain. And then we were building half walls, not full walls, but half, and they're see-through, so they're not even really walls. But apparently, the government thinks that we need a permit to do this. So they have to come in and inspect and tell us what we've done wrong and slap us on the hand, maybe give us some fines. And this is after Chris has been in contact and talking to all of the 40 different government entities that you have to talk to before opening a business or even thinking about opening a business. Because God forbid the little guy wants to open a business, right? We can't have that in the new world order. If we got that going on, then you don't have people addicted to the system, right? Right. So if you make it as difficult as possible, difficult as humanly possible, it helps discourage more people from wanting to join the party and work for themselves instead of other people. So that's been a part of a little bit of the stress. It definitely complicates life with the demand that we have for what we're doing now with the farmer markets and all that. But everything happens when it's meant to, and everything happens the way that it's meant to. And we talked about finding gratitude in the challenges. And so maybe there's things that we need to learn before we officially open up that we have not learned yet. And so I guess I'm happily anticipating the life lessons that are coming along with this. I know that patience is one of them. Patience is always huge. It's like the biggest lesson of life, just patience. Just sit back, have patience for what's going on, how it's all unfolding and transpiring. Enjoy the excitement of the unfolding. We're a little bit closer in the farm journey these days. Options are actually coming into our life at the moment. And the universe, when you're manifesting, this is a little trick for people. A, the supposedly personality type that I am as manifest generator. And there's this whole like human science thing that people do, and they pay a lot of money to have people read their energy personality types. Someone once told me that I was a manifest generator, and it makes sense. I'm able to pull a lot of things into my existence at very simple notice. It just happens. It's really cool. However, this is something that I've been waiting on for a long time. And how do you know when your manifestations are coming to fruition? Well, you start getting handed options by the universe, and it gives you the opportunity to kind of weed out the things that you don't want and be like, well, universe, thank you. I really appreciate that option. However, I don't think it's going to work for us because XYZ. Or I don't think that option is the best idea for me. And this could be in relationships. So, like, if you're manifesting a partner, you're like, I want them to have a job and I want them to be creative and I want this, this, and this, and this. You're going to get somebody that's really kind and creative and has a job, but they don't align all the way. And so you might try it out and you might be like, oh, I'm gonna do these little guys. They might be somebody that almost fits but not quite right. And if you wear that shoe, it's going to give you blisters, and then you're going to be sad and big ugly breakup. So you're like, it's not really what I'm looking for. So then the next option comes up, and they do all the things, but their feet smell real bad, and you're like, well, that's not the best option either. So at this point in our manifestation process, we are getting options, and we had somebody hear about our story and journey when I was talking to one of the yoga instructors. They overheard and listened in, and they're like, well, we know somebody that just bought a farm. I was like, oh, that's great. what are the details? And they're like, here's his number, give him a call. So I called him. And it's 5 acres and a 10-stall horse barn, and there's 3 different houses on the property, but it's for rent. And it's only a 2-bedroom, and it's something that's not available right now, which is fine. We're stable where we're at, and we don't have to leave or anything. But I don't want to rent anymore, because then I've got people telling me how to do things, and I've got people telling me that I can't do certain things. And I've got people telling me, well, you have 5 rabbits, and that's just a lot. And so, yeah, we're on the journey of purchasing. So that was one of the things that weeded it out. I looked into an option up about an hour from here. It'd be an hour from our shop, but there's no house on the property. And so that's like, we got to build and do all that stuff, live in a camper for God knows how long. Like, this might not be the best option either. But the options are coming. And so I know that what we are manifesting is also coming. And I have to tell you, there is this tiny little, it's not a tiny little farm, but it's a small little space, but it's right here on the beach. And there's surrounding space that could be utilized. It's got a nice house that's been there forever. Um, it's already fenced in. There's still pasture, so I don't have to build anything. That's been a big problem for me to want to move, is that, like, I don't want to build. I don't want to strip Mother Nature of more of her resources to create a house when there's already plenty of houses that are already created. Um, so yeah, I'm manifesting that house. I would love that house, and it would be super cool to have it all fall together the way that it's meant to. But again, I'm still open to all the possibilities. How it's going to happen doesn't matter. I just know that it is happening. So as we go around and make these little border designs, they're not always perfect. No, it's okay. Felt like that little line was a bit flat, and it kind of made that wonky, but it just adds more movement, more of a journey. And the hardest challenges is not getting yourself in the wet paint after you've already painted, even on the screen anymore. Guess I still. Oh, and I am planning to start scheduling in 2 more live videos a week. And that is so that I can play music for the entire hour, hour and a half. And then I've scheduled in my music time because I'm struggling to keep up with practicing and parenting and doing all of the things that I need and want to be doing. Adding practicing on top of it, I'm practicing till 11 o'clock at night sometimes. And that's just, it's a lot. So I figured if I scheduled it in, then I would have to do it. And yeah, so that's where we're at. So here, this next last probably step, I want to add some dots. And I'm not sure if I want to add them into this space here, or if I want to add them into this space. I think that might be the area that I add them into. So we'll do a descending dot pattern where they progressively get smaller. Like that. And so then this gets tricky because you don't want to go in this space here. You want to make sure you're in the right space. So whenever you are doing this over and over and over again, it's so easy to get lost and confused and end up in the wrong zip code. And so just try to stay focused and stay where you're meant to be. She is almost done. I feel like all of my mandalas are female. Chris is convinced that all of my mandalas are full of vaginas. that my petal shapes look like vaginas. And even when I try not to make them look like vaginas, they oftentimes end up looking like them anyways. And yeah, so that's, I've noticed when people draw mandalas that some draw them with vagina shaped petals and leaves, and some draw them with phallic symbols and leaves. So you never know what you're gonna get. But for me, I couldn't draw a penis mandala if I tried. There's several dudes that I follow on Instagram that do, and props to them, but nope, I guess I'm full of the divine feminine. Going around, living our best life, doing some dots. Got a bunny chewing on a cardboard box. We had some friends come meet our bunnies last night. And it's funny, like people had no idea that we were on this adventure with rabbits. And when they came over, they were like, "This is so amazing! It's like a little bunny heaven! Oh my gosh!" I'm like, "Yeah, because they're like living with the coolest vegan family ever. Of course, we're gonna treat them right." I picked them fresh red clovers today, and I absolutely love how the clover smells. So I didn't realize clover blossoms had a smell. They definitely have a beautiful smell, very fragrant. And then the color can vary significantly from like a deep fuchsia to a light pink. I thought that was really cool. Plants are just really cool all to begin with. I learned that um, clover is very good for blood flow and circulation, helps folks that have heart disease. So you can make a tea out of it, you can make a tincture out of it, you can eat it. My kids just eat it because we're rabbits, basically. Um, yep, I picked those bunnies a beautiful bouquet. They've almost finished it, and it was filled with wild carrot greens. Scarlett's been able to figure out and identify carrot versus poison hemlock. And she's so excited and she tells everybody how to identify it now. Shows them the U-shaped stem. Do you guys have an approximate open date for the old shop? We did. It passed. It was yesterday. We wanted to be open by Memorial Day. However, we don't always get what we want because you can't always get what you want. But if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. Yeah. Woo! I sing that song to my kids when we're in the grocery store and they're like, "Can we have? Can we have? Can we have? Why? Why can't we have?" And I'm like, "'Cause you can't always get what you want." And then I dance and then they run from me and they stop asking for things and it's a win-win for everybody. Um, so yeah, we don't have a tentative opening date right now. We were told by the government here that we were ready to go, set sail, live your best lives. You guys are approved, everything's fine. And then they came back, and that was over a month ago. So we did some things, and then they came back and they're like, you're gonna need an official building inspection and blah blah blah. And it's like, what the fuck? Make up your minds. But it's easy to get things lost in translation when you have 40 different people. Some of them are just emailing and forwarding emails. And it blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind that we are allowing our tax dollars to be spent to pay people salaries to fucking forward emails. Excuse my language, but holy shit. It is so obnoxious. It is so annoying. If Chris wasn't here, I would have quit this store a long time ago because the bullshit you have to jump through and the hoops you have to jump through in order to get the things that you supposedly have to have is absolute bullshit. It doesn't make sense most of the time, and it's just there for rules and regulations and all that BS. And we know from one of my songs that rules and regulations are meant to be broken anyways. So that's how I feel about all that. There's a little bit of government sucks. Um, you never get red clovers. Do you have red clover out there in the middle of nowhere? In the Arctic tundra? It's probably way warmer than it's been here. I had a better tan in January than I have right now because the sun has not been shining. It's been cloudy, rainy, low 60s, and northeast winds for about a week and a half now, which happens every May. We get this funky weather transition change where the water starts warming up and it messes with the atmosphere and causes like low cloud cover and fog and shit. But man, does it make me angry not to see the sun shining. So yeah, I don't know if you have clover out there, but it's so pretty. It's such a neat plant to have. It grows really well, even in drier climate. I don't know how well it tolerates the heat. I haven't ever like looked for it or experienced it up until this spring, just because we didn't really look for it or care about it until we got the bunnies. So yeah. Start to notice the wildflowers that are in your life coming up and maybe what they have to tell you and teach you, and maybe it's medicine that you need in your life too. And the plants hold the medicine, the plants hold the healing. Real quick fun story, my husband bought me, you've never even heard of red clover, that's so crazy, so you should look it up, maybe they got it in Missouri. Uh, so what was I going to tell you? Oh, Chris bought me a foxglove plant, and I was like, oh, I wonder if foxglove is edible. And I look it up, and it's like highly toxic, can cause heart arrhythmias, and blah 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 blah. Do not consume. And then I do a little more digging into what foxglove is, and the name of it is digitalis. And I was like, gosh, it sounds a lot like digoxin. And digoxin, the generic name of it is digitalis. So I was like, this is so weird. Let me look into it. And apparently, the pharmaceutical industry uses foxglove leaves and flowers, dries them out, crushes them up, and puts them into pill form. And that is where we get digoxin, which heals cardiac arrhythmia, which is when your heart is not beating in a steady beat. It is beating, so ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum should be our heartbeat, but with an arrhythmia, it can be like bum, 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 cause shortness of breath, all of that stuff. So they've been using foxglove for hundreds, if not thousands of years to heal the body. And yet the pharmaceutical industry takes it, does the same thing to quote unquote heal via pharmaceutical, which is never really healing because it's about what we're putting into our bodies and we're just treating the symptoms. However, they are allowed to use it, but then if the common human wants to go out and make their own medicine, like, you'd get in huge trouble if you started doing that. So it's a catch 22. It's bullshit. I don't like the industry. We all know that. It's been as dry as a popcorn fart. I didn't think popcorn farts were dry. I always thought that they were like really gross and gnarly. Green. So the actual clover petals are green, or the clover leaves are green. The flower blossoms that come out of that, the white clover, it's white clover buds that come up, but with the red clover, it's like this deep fuchsia or pink bud that will come up, and they're like that big. So actually, they probably ate them all. Let me see real quick if I've got one, and then we got to sign off. Did you eat all the clover blossoms? That must not be one. Oh, there's one. It's a little wilted. So this is what the clover looks like when it's just the greens. And you can see that there's a white on the clover leaf. That tells you that it's definitely clover. And then these are the blossoms. Trying to see if the camera catches up. These are the blossoms though. And so this is one of the pink ones. The color's not coming up too good on here. Let me see if I can get a little closer for you. Yeah. So there's red clover for you. You learn something new every day, right? Scarlett was just eating these blossoms yesterday. I thought it was too funny. Anywho, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I want to say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for journeying with me today. We have finished this, and when we finish our artwork, we should definitely sign it. So here we go. We'll do Naked Lady. And today is the last day in May. Holy shit. Where did February, March, April, and May go? That's my question. Alrighty. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for taking this journey. I'm off to go grab the girls. It was such a pleasure. I want to wish you all so much peace, so much love, so much namaste. Hasta luego, mis amigos. Adios.